see. Spray in the car. Hi, everybody. I'm sorry you did not see me for Thursday night and the ensuing weekend. And an hour before I was supposed to go live Thursday night, we heard this crash. Mike was upstairs in that bathroom. That toilet does not flush because we can't have the water on. So you have to we have this 5-gallon bucket, and you get water from the other bathroom at the front of the house, which only has cold water, no hot water, because that pipe leaks. And that one, where it leaks, is right over an electrical junction box in the basement. So, trials and tribulations of issues with bathrooms. But we're all managing, in spite of not having a working shower or actually even a working bathtub. But we've jury-rigged something in the basement. It's not great, but it's something. And, but anyway, just as Mike had flushed upstairs, which causes it to leak, and we have a tarp and a trash can catching any residual leak from that, more of the pipe gave way, which in itself wasn't a big issue because the tarp took care of all that. But more of the ceiling gave way. That was a bigger problem. That was a much bigger problem. So there went having the live because we needed to clean all that up, because he was supposed to have a scout trip this weekend, whitewater rafting, and so he didn't want to leave me just to do it all on my own, bless his heart. So we got that all squared away. By then it was if you looked out the back door, you could just see the lightening of the sky. So when I finally got so that I could relax enough to go to bed, I woke up and Mike was still home and told me the trip was canceled because overnight we had one heck of a rainstorm. And if you wonder, you wonder if I'm not paying attention, it's because, let me see if I can show it to you. Look, new grass. There's a whole big area right here. We put topsoil down and reseeded it with a mix of grass and clover, because there used to be clover and violets in this yard. And that's what kept the grass going, because the dirt's pretty played out. And but it's made to be able to survive the shade of these trees. But it's, in spite of having all that rain, it has already dried out. So, and I have seedlings, wildflower seeds over here, and I moved a peony, and I need to water what's here because it doesn't look like I'm going to get this into the ground. That means I need to get this, come on, I'm spraying myself here. I need to get the watering can full. The nozzle broke the end of the hose off. So I have no way to shut the hose, to just stop the water. So let me come over here and drag the hose with me. And there's a spigot right where the stone foundation meets the bricks. That's not cooperating. Oh, it's not going to cooperate anyway. It's caught. I have a couple of small pieces of wrought iron fencing, but they have these curly cues that always want to catch the hose. So get this out of the way. Look at it. Aren't they gorgeous? They're finally getting healthy again. Almost lost this poor thing because my family planted it way back in the corner underneath the eaves where it didn't get any rain and also didn't really any sun because the porch blocked it. But anyway, I'm supposed to leave for the farm, for the mini farm, and I didn't want to do that without having a chance to say hi, do a video, let you know I'm okay. Exhausted, but okay. Whitewater rafting, the boys were disappointed, but we had 22 kids going. The problem is that they lowered the age, they upped the age because of the heavy rains that were especially up there, and the debris and the mud that would have been in the water. They changed it so that basically only 14 and up could go. Well, that's a problem. Most of the kids on the trip were 13 and under. So that would have taken out definitely half. Mike seemed to think it'd be slightly more than that. But there's definitely 10 of the kids were 10 of the kids were 11 and 12-year-olds. So I know that wasn't going to work. So they've rescheduled it for August. Summer camp will be the last week of July. So Scouts is all set. That's all taken care of. But I've been trying to deal with the mess, deal with the fact that we had to suddenly move tons of stuff again and get it out of the way and clean up. Some of the boxes were open, like they had no lid. And so all this plaster, I lost a few things. I had some small framed cross-stitch pictures that were meant to come to a sale, and so the glass is all broken. One of them, the glass cut the actual picture when part of the ceiling, because the ceiling's not plaster out there. It's this stuff called rock board, which is an early version of drywall. It is very, very heavy, and between it and the lath of the ceiling, I don't know why, there's like this concrete layer, and it's very heavy. So when it all comes down in a chunk, it's a chunk that's an inch thick and very heavy. So, yeah, so there was some collateral damage. And I'm not supposed to be lifting heavy boxes and a lot of bending. And so I was out of commission. I'd aggravated the detached muscles in my abdomen. So I ended up having to stay flat for a while again. I'd forgotten what that was like and how boring that was. For those of you who don't think it's very boring to be stuck flat on your back for a while, go find the videos of me sharing my jewelry. I have one video that's on the box that's just the rhinestones. And most of the rhinestone stuff I have is not marked, so I have no idea who the makers are. I am laying flat on my back when I did those videos and holding it up above me, so you see the ceiling behind my hand. And because even though I was flat on my back, I didn't want my channel to just drop off the face of the earth. And then I did the second one that's of the jewelry I inherited. A few things I bought, but most of it's inherited pieces. Not all of it inherited from my actual family. Some were gifts from friends and one or two inheritance pieces from friends. So yeah, I was so bored then and worried about the channel. I actually laid there in my bed and did 2 videos showing stuff. God, that would have been 2021. That would have been in 2021. So it's back there a ways. What's the matter, kitty? The doctor is gracing me with her presence. Let's see if you can see her. Where is she? There she is. Is that her? There she is. Doctor. Hi. Hi, princess. Hello, sweetie. Hi. Oh, tell me all about it. You could come into the house. You just don't want to. It's your house. You were here first. You're too old to be out here. You don't care. Honestly, I think she's living her best life. She loves being outside. She's always, if a window was open, she'd lay on the windowsill and write, like, not on the windowsill so much as in the window well. She's always been one to like being outside, and it was always a struggle to get her in. And she doesn't usually leave the property as long as you make sure to feed her in the morning and at dinner time. And she's usually always out back. If she thinks somebody's out front here, she'll usually come around to see us. She was raised with a dog, so when she needs to go out, she thinks you go out to go and do your out stuff. And then with the gang of 5, poor thing was just hiding in the dining room. She just couldn't. She was doing so well, and then Aragorn jumped her. So she's out here, and she's way too old for this, because she is now 18. She is now my 18-year-old little darling. So anyway, I'm up and about. I am leaving for the mini farm tomorrow. I do not know if I will be able to go live on Thursday night, because I will be at someone else's house. So I have to ask them if that's okay. I know there's a meeting I have to be at on this weekend, and I honestly don't know if it's Saturday or Sunday. But my friend Leslie is having her birthday on Tuesday. So since my sister of my heart is going to be 60 before me, I'm going to go out and spend the week. This also will give me a chance to get up close with the horses, because the pony is none too sure about me. But the kids are home, so I get to see my niece and nephew, and they just graduated from Penn State. Yay! So it'll be great, because I get to see the kids, which it's been too long. I've missed so much of them growing up, because when I got hurt, they had graduated high school and then went off to college. But they've both graduated now, and I'm just out here trying to get some last things done. I came out with some trash from out of the house and a bunch of cardboard to put in the recycling bin. Mike wants to take care of all that, but we're slowly getting things together. I have seeds in. I have this pepper and tomato plants still aren't in the ground. I may just have to stick them over there. And Mike, the box is over there. Mike got me a tiny little composter. It's out here in the yard, out over that way. And it's not very big, but it's not super, super tiny. I mean, really, it's smaller than those giant cat wheels that they run on. But it'll be nice to have a composter, because it's all plastic and the door shuts. And there are gaps for air holes and stuff, because it's important for air to get to it. But I shouldn't have any problems with raccoons. So that'll be nice to be able to make my own compost again. Normally what I do is I have a little plastic bin, and I would just come dig a hole randomly in the yard somewhere, or a flower bed, and dump it in and bury it, which is another way to do it. But if you need it in specific areas and you need a lot, it doesn't make as much. It only helps a little area, and it takes a while. But What else was I going to tell you? I honestly don't remember. Brain is just fried. A couple days away will definitely make my brain better. It definitely will. I just can't believe it. What was I going to tell you? You could tell it's the end of a very long day because my brain is no longer engaged. So anyway, I don't know. I don't know. It must have been important, but not important enough, I guess. I know I did have someone talk to me about starting a GoFundMe to get money to fix the plumbing. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Tell me what you think. I mean, I've never really, I've donated to a few, but I don't know. And I know, bless their hearts, when I first started my channel and they found out that we had no heating oil, the heater was on its last legs. Trisha from Sandy and Otto had done one for me that I didn't know about. And it was such a blessing because there was stuff we did manage to get a grant because we lived in Chester. We were able, and Gary's disabled, we were able to get a grant and it covered the cost of the heater. It did not and the installation of the heater. It did not cover the cost of having to fix any of the pipes to and from the heater. And the money from that was a huge help because that paid for all of that. You really can't, it's kind of hard to have a heater if you don't have water running to it when you've got radiator heat. So I kind of like, I know it's years later, but I just don't feel right having another one. I was so blessed the first time that I just don't feel right having another one. Fingers crossed that I will have a part-time job. I'll put an application in, and I won't have to lift anything, so that'll be good. You might be able to hear all the birds in the background because Frodo is walking back and forth across. And here comes Doctor. Are you going to go play with Frodo? Sometimes they play tag. It's so funny to see them. She doesn't mind Frodo. She doesn't mind Gimli. She's okay with Elrond. She doesn't like Arwen because Arwen's another girl. Oh, wait, here comes Gimli. Hi, Gim. You just gave the Doctor a wide berth. Why? Did you do something to make her mad at you? Is that why you came in with a scratch on your forehead? She does like to go for the top of the head. Oh, there when we're off. Go get him. Go on, Doctor. Go get him. You can chase him. You've done it before. He went to walk past her and she just smacked him in the head. Her way of go getting him, she's going to walk over to where he is. Just stay away from the street. Yep, see, she knows. Where's he? He's too smart for his own good. He knows he's not allowed near the street, and he doesn't like cars anyway. He's afraid of them. So he is hiding underneath the azalea, watching her. I can just see his eyes and his collar. And there's a big trash can on the other side, so she hasn't seen him yet. This will be interesting. But they do that. The birds are chirping because all the cats are out front here. We have a nesting pair of blue jays. We have a nesting pair of catbirds. The doves, as usual, are across the street in the big pine trees. There is a starling that the spot that the roofers were supposed to fix so that the squirrels couldn't get in. Well, they just put a piece of metal up, but they didn't actually stop the gap. So there's a starling in there now with babies because we can hear them when she comes back to feed them. So life as usual. I have critters. I am worried, though, about the catbird because I think the nest is in the big multiflora rosebush that is taking over part of the backyard and that we need to cut down. And I don't want to cut it down if there's eggs in there. If there's little ones that haven't fledged yet. Catbirds will come after you. They will dive bomb you. And at most, they like smack you with their feet. I've had that happen, but I've never had one seriously hurt me. But they are very territorial and defensive of their nest, of course. So yeah, that's all I got for you. I'll let you know if I'm going to go live. I'll try to put a thumbnail up, but I won't be able to do that till I get there and actually ask them if it's okay. Because I can do it in the bedroom I use there, and I'll see if I could take videos of the animals so you can see the chickies and the ducks and maybe the dogs. One dog has had surgery. She should be better by the time I get back. So, all right, guys, I just wanted to let you know I am okay. We just had another mishap back in that playroom relating to the leaks, and it just happened at a really bad time, right before I was supposed to go live. So I am okay. So hopefully I will see you Thursday night. And I hope my brain is engaged that night because it's kind of flagging today. I've also been running up and down, doing laundry, doing stuff in the kitchen, sweeping the floors. Yeah. Because trying to get all the stuff done that I normally would do in the course of a week, get it done today so that I didn't have to worry about it because I know it won't be done when I come home. But I'm leaving them an empty sink. It better be empty when I come back. Ha, ha, ha. All right. Have a good time this week with each other. There's some great channels having sales this week. Sandy and Otto always has a couple in the course of a week. So does Flippin' Crazy. Vintage and Vinyl usually has something going on, a video or something. And, of course, then there's Sugar Britches, Sweet Ass Stuff. There's so many. There's so many good channels out there. And of course there's Misty with all the energy that I don't know how she has enough energy. Though I don't know, Misty posted something on Instagram with a passport. So I think Misty might not have a sale this week because I think she's away on a vacation. So Misty is Thrifter Junker Vintage Hunter. And, I know so many channels, and my brain is just not remembering some of the smaller ones that I'd like to give a shout out to. It's time for bed. It's daylight. It doesn't matter. It's time for bed. Finish packing the clothes, and then I think it'll be an early night tonight. Have a good one, everybody. Oh, and thank you. Thank you, all of you who have been watching old videos, because the algorithm shows me what's been watched, and I saw a lot of the older ones had been watched, and I thank you very much for that. And if you're new to the channel, by all means, take a peek at some of them. Some of them are on playlists, not all of them, but there are some fun ones and some informative ones, so have fun. And watch those ads, like and subscribe. Bye.